Hi, fight fans, welcome back again to another episode of the African Fighters. And on today's episode, two of our African giants are going to be featuring in UFC Fight Night this weekend. We will be previewing the fight between Chidi Njokuani taking on Albert Duraev. Alright, pretty interesting matchup. Both fighters age 34, relatively new into the UFC. Chidi Njokuani, who goes by the name Bang Bang, is 22-8 professional record. Wow. Albert Duraev, aka the Machete, is 15-4. Both fighters have fought for different promotions leading up to this moment in their career. You know, they've been really outstanding fighters up until this moment. And then they get the biggest test of their careers by getting to move to the UFC. Now, Njokuani is 2-1 in his UFC career, while Albert Duraev is 1-1 in his UFC career. The very interesting thing about this matchup is both fighters are not ranked. Both fighters seem to be, doing everything to put themselves, put their names on the map, and make the UFC world recognize them and recognize their talent. So very interesting matchup because fights like this, you almost seem to feel like you're watching a contender series where both fighters are trying to show up and show out and impress, not just win, but they're trying to impress and showcase their skills, what they can do. Alright, now let's get into the nitty-gritty of things. Both fighters lost their last fight in pretty dramatic fashion. Albert Duraev in his last fight against Joaquin Buckley, it was a pretty intense fight to start, trading punches, trading blows. By the way, Albert Duraev is mostly known for his wrestling skills. He's Russian. A lot of Russians who come into the UFC come in with a wrestling background, but he came into this fight looking to strike, looking to stand up with Joaquin Buckley. In the first round, he did look like he belonged, but Joaquin Buckley just started turning up the pace, and they both hit each other with pretty hard shots, but Joaquin Buckley caught him with a really nasty strike to his eyes, and at the end of round 2, the doctors had to stop the fight, saying there's no point, he can't see out of the eye. So that was a pretty tough one to take for Albert Duraev in his last matchup. Chidi Njokuani, on the other hand, lost his last fight to Gregory Rodriguez. Now, this is a fight a lot of people thought he should have won. He controlled his fight. He busted up Rodriguez really bad. This is just a fight where it seemed like Rodriguez just wanted it more. Njokuani gave it everything he had. He felt like he hit Rodriguez with his strongest, toughest punches, and he just kept coming back at him. So when he's in that situation, he has to make sure he does everything to win by decision. I think he went into that fight looking to show up and show out, understandably so, trying to put your name on the UFC map, trying to get more exciting fights. But at a point, you need to make sure that you get the W. So against Rodriguez, it was one a lot of people thought he could have won. I think he just threw too many punches, and then he kind of got tired later in round 2, and it was just a really amazing fight to watch. From the get-go, both fighters just gave it everything. In this matchup, a pretty interesting thing is that you have a striker, a very talented striker, taking on a not very accomplished in the UFC wrestler. Alright, and what I mean by that is Albert Duraev's strength is his wrestling, and to say that's his strength when he has just about over 20% takedown attempt completion is it's difficult to rely on that, coming into a fight. If you're a wrestler and you want to rely on wrestling, then your ability to take people to the ground needs to be really high, and he has not proven that in the UFC. On the other hand, Chidi Njokuani has a 75% takedown defense by statistics, and that proves well for him, although he has also not really been tested, and he's also a fantastic, amazing striker. So it's quite easy to see that whoever wins the stylistic matchup will probably win this fight. If he stays on the ground long enough, Njokuani should win, because just looking at the height advantage alone, he's 6'3", taking on a 5'11". He has about 4-inch plus to his advantage. He has about 5-inch reach advantage on his opponent. He's a better striker, understands distance and spacing better. If Duraev can find a way to take him to the ground, then it becomes a completely different scenario. It nullifies all of the striking ability of Chidi Njokuani, and I'm sure he'll be looking to do that. So it seems to be a very exciting matchup. As for who will win this fight, Njokuani is the betting favorite, but it's not by a large margin, and you can understand why. I also think Njokuani will manage to keep the fight off the floor, keep the fight standing, and then probably a knockout. So I'm going to go with Njokuani coming out successfully with a knockout. And also, Duraev, he's had a swelling on his eye. This is the second time it's happened. So it seems to be something that he's susceptible to. We'll be looking to see if he gets hit that same eye again? Does he get the same swelling? Is that going to be a problem for him going forward? That'll be interesting to see. So let us know in the comment section, who do you think is going to win this matchup? Pretty amazing fight. Give us your comments and your predictions in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video.